So I wanted to make this video to give my thoughts on media, on music, and how I believe they're contributing to a current social decline. And to start off, I just want to bring to people's attention the fact that the majority of the information that we receive on a daily basis is given to us. It's handpicked, it's selected, and given to us. So it's not random. We don't really receive an entire picture as far as current events, as far as philosophies, as far as ideological differences. We only see one side painted, and that's the side that those that are in control want us to see. And I don't want to sound like I'm a conspiracy theorist by any means, but I do want to acknowledge that I believe very firmly that everything that's given to us as far as media and music and entertainment, everything that's pushed on our society is done so deliberately. None of it is accidental. And proof of that is anytime you see anybody who has spotlight and who has the means and the voice to impact and reach a lot of people try to talk about something positive, what happens to them? They disappear from the limelight. They're gone. And the reason that is because those people who are the controlling parties of these media networks and stations, they are not interested in that. It is not to their benefit to allow people to develop themselves in that way. So basically what their goal is to keep society as dumb as possible, as dumb and as distracted as possible. So just give some thought to that. With regard to the music, I don't really listen to a lot of current music. I have certain things I like from all genres of music that I like to stick with. But for the young people especially, what I see, it's such garbage out there. I mean, the majority of all music I hear, it's just garbage. When you actually listen to the content, when you actually break down the lyrics and read out loud what these people are saying within these songs, you'll soon realize also that it can't be accidental. It cannot be accidental that all of the music that is in the mainstream is the same garbage. It's all the same, and it all pushes the same exact message. And that message is not a positive one. It's really not. And with music, for example, a lot of the music promotes illegal activity. It promotes thug life and ghetto life. Not only that, in the lyrics themselves, the way they're spoken and the verses, they talk like fucking idiots. People dumb themselves down. I could never understand that. I came from very tough, troubled times and background, but I could never ever understand why people who know how to speak properly, who know how to properly structure sentences, would pretend. And rather than utilize their intellect and their abilities, they would pretend that they don't know how and dumb themselves down to speak. And for me, that was crazy. I always felt the opposite. I felt stupid because I wasn't educated for them. They didn't have an education. And I wanted to sound like I was more intelligent than I actually was. But that's what's happening. I mean, this is really, really clear when you look at it. I mean, music that's made for teenagers, young adults, when you break it down, it's basically delivered to you via the intellect of like a third or fourth grader. Nothing. And so pay attention to what you're listening to and what you're watching out there and what you're taking in and how it's affecting you. Don't become one of the regular people out there who's just created and molded in life by all that he's hearing and he's receiving from the society that he lives. Don't allow that to be you. And that's why in the last video I made, I put a lot of importance on reading books and why it's so important to continue to always do so. Don't allow yourself to develop in a way that's one-sided, that's only developing via that which is being fed to you by the media, by the music, by the entertainers, by the actors. Don't allow that, because they're giving you garbage. They're not giving you anything of benefit. So really think about it. I pay attention to music especially, and the messages behind the music. And it's so clear to me how deliberate it is. They are trying to keep us stupid. They are trying to keep us weak. They are trying to keep us dependent on them and on others for our survival. And the most important part of it is they're trying to keep us distracted. They're trying to keep us distracted so we don't pay attention to the real problems in life and the things that we should really care about in life, like helping others, like, starvation in the world, like wars, like manipulation that's happening in our in our own economy, in our country, militarily, so many different ways. There are so many things that as adults and young people we should be thinking about and working on solving or bettering. And yet so many of us don't, because we're caught up in all the fucking bullshit. It's all bullshit. And my advice to you is learn to turn off the noise. That noise is just garbage. And learn to differentiate between when people are giving you valid information that's to your benefit and you are just receiving garbage. Learn to differentiate between the two. What's solid information and what's to your benefit, and what is just a waste, and what is actually intentionally being given to you to keep you stupid. So please give some thought to this, and I hope that this could be of benefit to you. Thanks.